I'm Wendy Wilkins. I am based in Los Angeles. I am a filmmaker. I'm an actress, writer, director, and producer.
I just wanted to ask, Wendy,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the reboots?
Oh my God. Have we got a few hours? I'm actually look. Some are good. There's a few films. One like that comes to mind a long time ago. They did a remake of The Talented Mr. Ripley, and the black and white original version was fabulous, and the new version was fabulous. But I am so bored with every single reboot, and I know so many creative artists. I'm a director, writer myself, and my first movie, I wrote an original script. And I just think, oh, how boring. Why do we have to keep, and they say they're playing safe, but actually, most of the reboots, they spend, I'm just giving an example, it's not the correct numbers, but say 50 million on making a movie and then 50 million on marketing it. So how do we know if it's really working? I just think it's just so frustrating. How about doing half and half at least?
I fully agree with you there. And, I could also rant. And it doesn't give you the newer actors an opportunity to shine. It doesn't give them a chance to one get involved in something that they're excited about. But with these reboots, we're also seeing a lot of the same faces showing up again and again.
Yes.
And, I just
And yeah, with that too, look, it's great. Look, I'm an actress myself, and we all want a trajectory, and we all want to, like, as soon as we have our big break, to get more and more breaks. But it seems like one actor does one good thing and then they just regurgitate everything, and they're in every movie, and it's really boring actually. So I love seeing new faces. There's so much talent. I mean, when I directed my first feature, we had a lot of original first time actors. They were amazing. And we had some, legendary actors too. So my movie plug here is called Death on the Border. It's inspired by true events. And every week I get an email, someone's watched it and thanks me, and has a great review. But the problem is, because we didn't have a marketing and the algorithms, we just get lost in the mix. And that doesn't necessarily mean that these reboots were better movies. It's just they get front and center and more money on marketing. I would just love if audiences had a chance to watch more and then they choose.
So, would you propose as a possible solution to this reboot extravaganza we're finding ourselves in to not just pressure studios to kind of bring back original stories and films, but to also pressure the marketing firms and marketing agents?
Yeah, but it's the chicken and the egg. The marketing firms get paid by the studios that are playing it safe for these reboots but it's like, I've been in this industry a little while now, and suddenly a vampire movie is successful. So everybody writes a vampire movie. It's just like, guys, stop following the sheep, because, how do we know unless we test some things? And yes, some won't work, but how much more exciting and interesting to test some stuff.
I fully agree with you 1,000% there. And, I actually have this little side question for you.
Yes.
Do you think that a difference in time between the original film and the reboot makes a difference? So, for example, no one's remade Brigadoon yet, and that was filmed in what, 1956, something like that.
I think they did do a reboot.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So correct me.
But yes, that actually makes sense, because a lot of the original stories was so good. I feel like, yeah, something that's 50 years old and is a timeless story, sure. But I mean, they did a remake of, was it Overboard? And it's like, why? The original was so good. So they twisted it and it was okay, but nothing like the original, And it's disappointing. So what a waste of money.
Yeah. And I also feel that this also ties into a lot of the live action remakes as well. I just saw How to Train Your Dragon, and it was, in my opinion, the best live action movie I've ever seen. But I still liked the original better.
Right.
Yeah, I can't even see in the nighttime scenes. They're all so dark. I can't.
Is that in the new one or
in every live action movie I've ever seen? In Can You Feel the Love Tonight? in The Lion King, they knew you couldn't see anything, so then they put it in the day, and it just didn't make sense with the entire song.
Okay. Yeah. So I think, I mean, there's an old saying, variety is the spice of life. It's the same with filmmaking. And, audiences, we get fed stuff. So the stats actually correct, I would say, most of the time. I remember going to a big it was a women in entertainment event, and there was a lot of power players from the studios there. And they said that the audiences decide. Well, I don't agree with that because the audiences are fed something, so they have no choice on what to decide. If there's only 5 movies at the box office, there's only 5 to choose from. I would just love to see, okay, let's play safe with some stuff and then let's test some stuff out. Give us some variety and give the great new, young, not necessarily by age because I'm not that young, talent a chance to break through, because really there is not much chance these days to break through.
I fully agree with you. And what do you propose as the solution to kind of combat that?
Well, I think the solution, as I just touched on them, was like, okay, if the studio's got 250 million to spend, split, half of it to a safe bet and then divide the rest by 5 and try some new filmmakers. I mean, even if one's a flop, they're still overall giving you the numbers.
And if the starter's block was to, for example, make a petition or to get meetings with these major studio executives, is that something that you would be interested in signing to show support, or even, rallying support via a video collection and a video petition, just to, put faces and names together?
Yeah, like test the real audiences. I mean, I think it's one of the reasons like social media is so successful, like TikTok and all that, because people are bored with the traditional, and a really good story will always break through. And good acting and, good execution.
Agreed. And I also think that's why vertical shorts are really coming up right now, even though they are based a lot on manga, manhwa, manhwa, all the, Asian comics.
Right.
It's still something different in a different format, and the kids are eating it up.
Well, you read a few of the scripts, and I think they've got a lot better. But they are developing and moving and growing. I mean, you have to test things out. You can't just play it safe. And even when they play it safe, they spend, hundreds of millions of dollars, the studios, and not all of them make money back.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much, Wendy, for coming on today. We are ecstatic to have you on board with the mission and to have you today. And we hope to hear from you again soon.
Yeah, and don't forget to watch my original screenplay that's out, my feature, Death on the Border, inspired by true events.